Hello and welcome back to my channel for another video, and if you are new here, hello for the first time. So this video is, exactly what it says in the title. I get a lot of questions on my Instagram and whatnot about filming at the gym. So, kind of how, basically. And so I figured it'd be nice to make a video as far as like the tips and tricks that I have like picked up along the way, as far as like, how to record yourself at the gym, whether it is for your own purposes, just to like watch your form, or if it's to, post it on a fitness Instagram or YouTube channel or anything like that. So it's good for all of that stuff. I have a handy dandy little list of tips on my phone. So the first one is to get the right equipment. So what you use to film kind of ends up making a big difference in the grand scheme of things. So the first thing that I like absolutely cannot recommend enough is a tripod that is one of these little short bendy ones. This was originally an iPhone one, so it has like a little phone attachment so you can hook your phone in directly. I use it directly with my camera, so I don't have it on there, but this is wonderful because it is small enough to fit in my gym bag, but it also has these little really bendy ends, so you can just wrap it around all sorts of strange things at the gym, which is much better than like carrying like a full-size tripod to the gym if you are trying to be, at least a little discreet with it. And it is also a million times better than just propping your phone up and just like rolling with whatever weird angle it gets you. It will give you a like overall, like having the flexibility to put this wherever is so much, like going to give you so much more flexibility over like having to like prop it up on the floor at all times. The second thing that I find is really helpful for me is I use a nicer camera. Like I don't use my phone, for the first reason being that when you record on video, it cuts off your music, and why would I want to do a set of my workout without music in my ears? That's a no from me. And secondly, because it's also really helpful, so like you have this thing to prop it up in weird places, but also like my camera is a Canon G7X, and so it has the little flip up screen in the back, so I can see what the like full frame looks like, and I can make sure that I am fully in it, because I've had a lot of situations where I've like filmed on my phone and I like haven't checked the footage until I left the gym, which was dumb, and then I like looked at it and I was like, that doesn't help, like that's like the weirdest possible angle and it's not good. And so then you either have to like use like bad looking footage, or give up the whole video, or just don't include that section. So always better to be able to see it. You can also use a front facing camera on a phone, but obviously that's going to be a lower video quality, so like another thing for consideration. So if you're like doing this casually, it's probably fine to just use your phone and use a front facing camera, but if you're like trying to get like high quality ones, using an actual camera is the way to go. So both the tripod and the camera will be linked in the description box if you are going to get your hands on either one of those. They are so helpful, and they really kind of like set the foundation for everything else. Number two is to go at the right time. So a lot of like the awkwardness of filming at the gym is just because there are other people around, and something that makes a big difference is going at a time where the gym's not super crowded. For me, that has usually ended up being weekends are usually less busy at my particular gym, and then early mornings, like 6 a.m. is also a good time. Right after work in the evenings, I would never film anything at the gym at that time, because there are so many people that you're gonna get a lot of people like walking around in the background, people walking in front of you, and also because filming tends to take up a little bit more space, because you are not only like taking up the space of yourself doing the workout, but you're taking up the space of like wherever you have the tripod set up, and then that distance between the tripod and you is like also like blocked off to anyone else, so you're taking up a decent amount of space. So doing that at a point where the gym is already super crowded is just kind of you know, not super polite to anyone else, and like will also probably result in you like having to like get some like, you can't really like use the equipment around you to the best of your, to the like maximum potential of like using other equipment to set up your angles and to set up your tripod on, because you like obviously don't want to take away from other people who are using all the other machines in the gym. So going at the right time makes a big difference. Also, just because if you are, you know, doing this for the first time and you're still trying to get comfortable with it, the fewer people that you feel like are watching you probably is a better feeling for you anyways. Number 3 is to know your angles. So filming everything from the floor on this little tripod, not a great look. First of all, like it'll make it very obvious that you are filming by yourself rather than like having a gym buddy. Obviously having a person to film you is the ideal, but sometimes you don't always have that second person. So, but filming from the floor, you can, like you can tell when someone is filming from the floor versus like when someone has someone filming for them. And so, you know, using equipment and using props to set things up in a, like on a higher plane kind of helps alleviate that. It also helps, especially if you're trying to like get a certain angle and like see the full range of motion. Like if you're trying to watch your squats and trying to see, you know, if you're like going down far enough, if you're shooting from like the back of you up, you're probably not going to be able to like watch your knees close enough to see that angle. Whereas if you're shooting like on level, you're probably going to have better luck seeing what you're looking for. Or if you are filming for, you know, instructional purposes or to share on your fitness account or whatnot, you will have better like angles to present to people who are watching and are trying to learn how to do said movement. So something great here is, and once again really leans into that like go when there's not a lot of people around, is using other things around you as places to prop up your like recording device. So whether that be an aerobic step in a classroom, I do that all the time, and I like set up like 8 little stackers and then I put the tripod on top, or whether it be, you know, wrapping it around one of the weight stands or hooking it onto the leg press because it gets the perfect angle of you on your squat machine. Using all of these things to get the like perfect angle, using the weight racks, anything is super, super helpful as far as like getting that perfect angle. So use things around you to your advantage.
Interrupting with an example. So say you're filming on, you know, that little rope attachment. One spot you can film would be from this little step thing to the side. Another one, if your gym is not super crowded, might be that leg press across the way. Just latch it up onto that little top thing and you're good to go.
Also, you know, with everything with filming, it's really, really important to be cognizant of your surroundings. So like, don't set up a tripod on a machine that someone is using. But usually, you know, you can set it up, and if you're only filming one set, it's gonna be on there for like a minute or so at most. And so I've never really had any like issues of anyone getting upset with me for having something set up on a currently unused machine. So do with that what you will. And this will kind of take time. Like you will start to figure out, you know, the more that you film in your gym, the more you will figure out like, hey, this is the perfect place to set up when I'm trying to film something on in this area, you know. This is the best angle for this machine, all that. You'll start to kind of learn over time like where to do it. So the more that you do it, obviously, the easier it gets. So it's just a matter of doing it. And I think that also kind of leads into this last number 4, which is just get over the awkwardness. Like it is inherently awkward to like be in this like place full of people and to be like setting up a tripod and like be caring a lot about like, am I like, is this angle good? Is my lighting good? There's some inherent awkwardness. You're probably gonna get some weird looks. So there's no avoiding that. Like you're never going to like, unless you manage to have like a private gym that, you know, no one ever comes in, like you're probably gonna get a couple of like, what do you think you're doing? Like type of looks. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what some random person at the gym thinks. Like, you're doing this because you want to. And so, you know, just embrace it. Get comfortable with the fact that you feel a little awkward. Like, the more that you do it, the more you'll get over that sense of awkwardness and just be like, no, like, this is, I am allowed to like take up the space to do this. And it doesn't, like, as long as you're not infringing on anyone else's workout, like, there's no reason that anyone should, like, anyone has any right to, you know, judge you or, you know, make some snide comment. That's their problem. That is not yours. So that just, it's something you like can't, like, there's no way you can ever avoid that like slight little awkwardness of like everything. But, you know, knowing your angles, knowing how to like set up so that you are getting a good shot of yourself and you're not, you know, invading on other people's spaces or like filming, accidentally like getting a bunch of other people in the background of your picture. All of those things, as you start to like learn, like you're not doing anything that you're like expressly forbidden to do. So no one has any right to tell you to stop. It'll also help a lot, you know, if you can find places where you can set up in a small corner and like get more comfortable with it by like being in places where like maybe there's not a ton of people and you can do what you're trying to do and like get all your recording in, and do it where there's like fewer people that you feel like are judging you. It's kind of a nice way to like baby step your way up to being like, no, I can like set up a tripod in the middle of the weight area. So if that's, you know, that's a little piece of, you know, progression that you can do, if that will gradually make you more comfortable with, you know, the the filming in a weight area. That is it. Those are my tips for you. So yeah, get the right equipment, go at the right time, use the right props and equipment, and then just get over the weirdness and do it. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and if you did, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, you can hit the subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys next week for next week's video. Bye.